Alright guys, what is going on? Hope you're having a good weekend. Sweet tea with Don B. I'm out doing some more yard work too before it gets too hot. Been cleaning the pool. So guys, my little travels to Beach Creek ended up being a big dud. I didn't find anything. By the way, thanks for all my subs, members, everybody that watches the channel. Appreciate it. Just want to get on here real quick and do a video and talk a little bit about Summer Wells and keep her name out there. So, went to Beach Creek, walked the creek a little bit, looking for this, looking for that. Of course, you're very limited as to what you can, where you can look. Just people, just you get limited access to where you can look at. But what I did look at, I didn't find anything. Didn't see anything that searchers may have left. There's no tape. I thought, well, maybe I'll find some places maybe where they taped some stuff off. Didn't find that. Didn't find anything looked like shallow graves. Of course, I was limited as to where I could look and everything. I'd say, and I went down the creek. I would say I probably went down the creek, just looking in the creek bank, maybe 1/8 of a mile where I was at, and didn't see nothing. Now I can tell you that creek is nasty. A lot of styrofoam, and of course that's probably with any creek, but I didn't see I didn't see any evidence that a search had even, because you're sitting there thinking, well, maybe maybe there'll be some rubber gloves left behind, or this or that. Maybe you'll see somewhere where they taped something off and just left the tape wrapped around trees or something. I didn't see nothing. So, it was a big dud. I'll just go ahead and say it. It was a big dud. But I went out there and looked where I could. Like I said, it's very limited. I mean, Lord, you could probably get 200-300 people together and spend weeks out there searching. It's so big, you know what I mean? But just one person searching, maybe, Lord, I'm gonna say maybe 20-50 square acres. Anyway, I tried. So I just figured I'd go out there and see if there's anything maybe left behind from a search or anything like that. But again, I didn't get to go to a lot of places, and I do have a new respect for those searchers, because guys, I'm telling you, one side of the creek may be an open field, the other side, you can't get like 5-7 feet on the other side, and you're in some thickets that are, I mean, it's so thick, and you got poison ivy, ticks, possible copperheads, timber rattlers. I have, and the heat too, the heat and humidity. I have a newfound respect for search and rescue. Holy crap. I'm telling you guys. For them to do that for so long in the middle of June, yeah, I've got a newfound respect for those. I've got newfound respect for search and rescue people in general. Let's just put it that way. That, until you go out there and do it in person with it 92 degrees, the humidity at 78%, and then you stop and think, oh crap, there's freaking snakes out here, pigs. And I really wasn't thinking about that until I got out there, and I was like, holy crap. But again, guys, nothing came of it. And even those searchers out there, was it Tim even said, some of his searchers come to him and said, I'm tired. And I'm mentally, they didn't find anything. They didn't find nothing. It's like Summer just disappeared. No trace of her at all. Right. So where could little Summer Wells be? Where could she be? And since I've not been on here in a few days, apparently Jodisue has been on here. I think Jodisue went on someone's channel and was talking, and gave some more insight into maybe what was going on over at Dawn and Candace's, and with Dawn and Candace, before Summer went missing. You know what I mean? And even when she went missing, I think she gave a little bit more insight into how Dawn and Candace acted, maybe the evening Summer went missing, if I'm not mistaken. Said Dawn and Candace was just emotionless. They showed no emotion when the evening Summer went missing, and she said that raised a big red flag with her. She did go on, I think, to say that being the nasty person that Fred Hill is, as far as doing drugs and stuff like that. She says that she doesn't believe. Now, don't quote me on this, but I think she said she doesn't believe Fred would hurt any kids or anything like that. I think she said he mess a man up. The whole. Apparently, Fred shot a guy in the neck or something like that a long time ago, and that's two adults pissing each other off and having their own issue. That's nothing to do with kids. And that's what she said. She's like, Fred would go after adults, but she basically put it where, if he had a beef with kids or anything like that, he wouldn't ever hurt a kid. So again, everybody still thinks, it's just coming back to Dawn and Candace. It just keeps coming back to, I should say Grandis too, because she was up there also. So it just keeps coming back to those three people. And here's the thing, guys. None of them are talking. And we keep focusing on Dawn and Candace. But we can't forget that, Dawn was supposedly at work, and the two people on that property, supposedly, Dawn, well, I'm just going to, we don't know if Dawn really was at work or not. So there could have possibly been all three of them between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. when Summer went missing. All three of them could have been home at some point. So we can't forget about that. It all keeps coming back to the Three Stooges. Dawn, Candace, and Grandis. And again, that's why I say this case is so difficult, because supposedly CPS was involved. Now, Dawn says it was because of BB guns or whatever. I think it was something more serious. And I really think crap was going to hit the fan with CPS if Summer didn't get gone. I think Summer was about to put some people in prison. Dawn was avoiding. I think they were all avoiding CPS. before Summer went missing, because they knew the hammer was coming down, and they had to get rid of the evidence, which is Summer, or else I think some people were probably going to die in prison. That's what I really think. That's my opinion. I think Summer had to get gone, because if she didn't, there would be some people rotting in prison for the rest of their life. One thing that supposedly Jodisue said that really haunts me now is, Don said that he didn't think Summer was going to make it to heaven because she was so nasty or dirty or something like that, and it couldn't be. She couldn't make it to heaven that way. Who made her dirty and nasty, Don? Who made her dirty and nasty? That's my question, bud. And again, for him to say something like that, also start talking about, we'll see her in the resurrection. I'm telling you guys, it would not put it past me if this was a sick, demented, twisted, it wouldn't surprise me if it took a turn to where, they would be using religion as an excuse to the sick way that they took Summer out, if they did. You know what I mean? And I'm going to compare it to the Lori Vallow case. It almost seems like this is the way it's headed. Lori Vallow was saying that her children were this and her children were that, and that, it all falls back to her extreme religious belief that she had. And we're seeing that again, ain't we? We're hearing bits and pieces of Dawn's weird religious extremism. So, yeah. I mean, did Summer Wells end up like JJ and Tylee? You know what I mean? So, were the sick and twisted acts of these grown-ups, were they to be covered up by twisting their religious beliefs to fit their narrative and to get rid of their children? Something to think about. Pretty deep, guys. Pretty deep. And it sticks with me to this day when Scott H. called that lady up there at the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and she said, it's deeper than y'all really think. So, yeah. Now, my question is, why did Jodisue wait this long to expose all this information? Maybe she can answer that question. I don't know. But again, by her saying the stuff that she said about Dawn and what Dawn said to her about Summer, and her being too nasty to make it into heaven, well, who made her nasty, Dawn? And I'll leave it right there, guys. I'll leave it right there. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate all the support. And I'll be back on here tomorrow and we'll discuss some comments left in this video and some new topics. Okay, thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.